Have you ever wondered why some of the most brilliant minds in history seemed a little different from everyone else? What if I told you that those quirky behaviors you might have dismissed or even criticized could actually be signs of extraordinary intelligence hiding in plain sight? Today, we're diving deep into 7 neurodivergent traits that often get misunderstood but actually reveal hidden brilliance. By the end of this video, you'll see these differences through a completely new lens and maybe even recognize some genius-level thinking patterns in yourself or others around you. But first, subscribe to our channel. Let's start with something that might surprise you completely. That person who seems to get lost in their own world for hours at a time, they might actually be demonstrating one of the most powerful cognitive abilities humans possess. Hyperfocus is often seen as a problem, especially in traditional educational or workplace settings. People say someone can't pay attention when they're actually demonstrating an incredible ability to dive so deep into a subject that the rest of the world disappears. This isn't scattered thinking or poor concentration. This is the same mental state that allows researchers to make groundbreaking discoveries, artists to create masterpieces, and inventors to solve problems that have stumped others for decades. When someone enters hyperfocus, their brain essentially creates a tunnel of intense concentration that filters out distractions most people can't ignore. This cognitive superpower allows for the kind of deep thinking that produces revolutionary insights. The catch? It doesn't always happen on command or align with external schedules, which is why it gets misunderstood in conventional environments. Moving on to something equally fascinating but often viewed negatively. Have you ever noticed someone who asks endless questions about seemingly obvious things? Before you label this as overthinking or being difficult, consider what's actually happening in their mind. Systematic questioning reveals a brain that refuses to accept surface-level information. These individuals possess an almost compulsive need to understand the underlying mechanisms of how things work. They're not being difficult when they ask why something is the way it is, then why that reason exists, then why that exists. They're demonstrating the same cognitive pattern that drives scientific breakthroughs and philosophical innovations. This questioning style often leads to discovering flaws in commonly accepted ideas or finding connections others miss entirely. It's the mental equivalent of being unable to leave a puzzle unsolved, and it's exactly the kind of thinking that pushes human knowledge forward. Here's one that might hit close to home for many viewers. Those people who seem to struggle with traditional social interactions but can discuss their interests with encyclopedic knowledge. Their brains might be wired for a completely different kind of social brilliance. What looks like social awkwardness often masks an incredible ability to form deep, meaningful connections based on shared interests and authentic communication. Instead of navigating surface-level small talk, these individuals gravitate toward substantial conversations about topics they're passionate about. They're not failing at social interaction. They're operating on a different social frequency that prioritizes depth over breadth. This pattern often correlates with exceptional expertise in their areas of interest. When someone can discuss the intricate details of their passion for hours, they're demonstrating the same dedication to mastery that creates world-class experts and innovators. Now let's talk about something that educational systems often try to suppress but actually indicates remarkable cognitive flexibility. Pattern recognition that extends beyond conventional boundaries is a hallmark of exceptional intelligence. Some minds naturally see connections between seemingly unrelated concepts. They might link a mathematical principle to a musical composition, or find parallels between historical events and modern technology. Traditional thinking often dismisses these connections as random or irrelevant, but they actually represent sophisticated pattern recognition abilities. This type of thinking leads to interdisciplinary innovations and creative solutions that wouldn't occur to more linear thinkers. It's the cognitive process behind many of humanity's greatest discoveries, where insights from one field revolutionize understanding in another. Here's something that might completely change how you view certain behaviors. What appears to be stubbornness or inflexibility might actually be an indicator of exceptionally high standards and systematic thinking. When someone insists on doing things a certain way or becomes distressed by changes in routine, they might be operating from a mental framework that has identified optimal approaches through careful analysis. Their resistance to change isn't arbitrary. It's based on having discovered methods that work exceptionally well for their cognitive style. This trait often correlates with the ability to create highly efficient systems and maintain consistent quality in work output. It's the same mindset that drives perfectionist tendencies in fields where precision matters most, moving into territory that challenges conventional wisdom about emotional intelligence. Intense emotional responses to seemingly minor triggers might actually indicate a heightened sensitivity that enables profound insights. High emotional sensitivity allows for picking up on subtle cues others miss entirely. This heightened awareness can lead to deep empathy, exceptional intuition about human behavior, and the ability to understand complex emotional dynamics. What looks like overreaction might actually be appropriate reaction to stimuli that others simply don't perceive. This sensitivity often drives artistic expression, humanitarian innovation, and therapeutic insights. Many breakthrough approaches to helping others have come from individuals who felt things more deeply than average. Finally, let's address something that challenges our entire educational paradigm. Alternative learning styles that don't fit traditional classroom models might actually be superior approaches for certain types of knowledge acquisition. Some minds learn best through hands-on experimentation, visual mapping, or kinesthetic exploration rather than traditional lecture and test formats. This isn't a learning disability. It's a different learning superpower that might actually be more effective for understanding complex, real-world applications. These alternative approaches often lead to more innovative thinking because they force the brain to form multiple pathways to the same information. The result is often deeper, more flexible understanding that can be applied creatively in novel situations. Understanding these patterns matters because recognizing hidden brilliance in ourselves and others can unlock potential that traditional frameworks might suppress. When we stop trying to force neurodivergent minds into neurotypical boxes and instead appreciate their unique cognitive gifts, we create space for the kind of thinking that drives human progress. The next time you encounter someone whose mind works differently, ask yourself, what kind of brilliance might be hiding behind what looks like quirky behavior? You might be witnessing the early stages of the next great innovation, artistic masterpiece, or scientific breakthrough. These cognitive differences aren't bugs in the human operating system. They're features that ensure our species continues to evolve and adapt. Understanding and celebrating neurodivergent brilliance isn't just about individual recognition. It's about unlocking collective human potential. What patterns do you recognize in yourself or others around you? Drop a comment below, and let's continue exploring how different types of minds contribute to making our world more innovative and interesting. If you got value from this video, like it and subscribe to our channel.